Well, thank you for taking time out of your busy schedules today. I know how much time that you need in business. And today we're going to talk about 5 rules for selling anything. And there's rules for the road on how we drive our cars, and there's rules for marriage and everything else we do in business. So I'm going to give you the 5 rules to sell anything in your business. Now, in my opinion, the most important thing in any business is sales, because without sales, business fails. And we first have to make a sale. Now, according to the studies of Dun & Bradstreet, a very large consultancy firm in America, they discovered that the #1 businesses around the world had the highest sales. And they come to the conclusion that business success comes down to high sales. On the converse, the #1 reason for business failure is low sales. And what happens with business is you lose prospects, you run out of prospects, you miss opportunities to present, and you don't get enough opportunities to follow up and close. So I'm going to give you the 5 rules of selling, and I'd suggest that you take your pens and paper out and write some notes as we go. These ideas have helped my clients increase their sales by $100 million in the past 3 years. Salmat Australia, they have increased their revenues by 75%. Now they're a $450 million company. You can do the figures on that one. Ray White Real Estate have used these ideas, and they increased their sales by 67% inside of 1 year. And one of the agents in there increased his by 250% because he knew these 5 rules. So I'm going to go through at a very steady pace, and we're going to stop, and we're going to make sure that all of these apply to your business. Because if you get 4 out of these 5 rules, business fails. So you're going to make sure that these 5 things are in your sales process and everything you do. Are you ready to roll? Okay, first rule of selling is your product and service must be ideally suited. In all the studies, the conclusion is that 85% of your business success comes down to your product and service. And you might be out there flogging the dead horse, putting all your marketing money into something that people don't want. So you've got to make sure that what you've got is ideally suited to the market. I was scanning through Facebook yesterday, ad pops up, woman takes off her sunglasses, opens up the side, gets her lighter out of her pocket and knocks back a bong. That's inside of her sunglasses. Now, people make products that people don't want every single year. Who's going to buy that in here? Okay, good. Thanks for your honesty. Another one that I saw yesterday was a backpack with a humidifier on it. So it has a water bottle on there, and as you walk, it humidifies the air. See, some of these things we think it's outdoors. We believe that this is a great idea, and whoever loves the product the most owns the product. So if you love it more than your customers, you'll keep all of your products. But if they love it more than you, they'll take it from you. Does that make sense? So it's got to be ideally suited. The other thing is that you have to vigorously promote what you're doing. If you think coming to one networking event a week is good enough, times that by 5. Because you've got to really amp up your message. On average, you have to have about 35 touch points with somebody with your product and service before they'll start to inquire. So you have to vigorously promote it in every single thing that you do. If you want to know about promotion, prank call me later on and listen to my message bank. Every opportunity you can promote the benefits or results of your products, you have to do that. Does that make sense? Rule number 1. Rule number 2, people buy benefits and solutions. Now, we have studied this for more than 5,000 years. If we go back to the Sumerian markets 5,000 years ago, people bought benefits, results, and improvements. People don't buy products and they don't buy services. So if you're promoting your product, you will fail in sales. If you're promoting your service, you will fail in sales. People buy results. What I do is I show my clients how to increase their sales by 20 to 30% inside of 90 days. People say, I want that. And you know your message is good when people say, how do you do that? If you don't get the question, how do you do that? Your message is not right, and they don't want those benefits or results that you're offering. So constantly fine tune your message until you're clear on your benefits, results, and improvements. How do you discover your benefits, results, and improvements? What do? Three-letter word. You ask. You ring up your past 10 clients and say, thank you so much for purchasing from our business. What was the number one reason why you decided to buy this? And they'll tell you. And what you'll discover is that 80% of the reasons will remain the same. You'll hear the same benefit, result, and improvement over and over and again. And that's what you promote in the marketplace. This is the benefit that people most enjoy about this product. So I challenge you today to ring your 10 most recent clients and ask them. It'll be the scariest thing that you do because you would have done it already if it wasn't. Also do yourself a favor and ask the 10 most recent people who didn't buy your product, why didn't you buy? And they will tell you why they didn't buy. So rule number 2, people buy benefits, results, and improvements.
So will they be honest with you? You have a bit of time for the job though.
They'll be honest with you. People are honest when you ask them, but you've got to be prepared to hear what they've got to say. And that's why most business people don't do it. The third thing is that you have to satisfy an existing want or need. If people don't have that problem, they won't be interested in your solution. So you've got to discover what the problem is. How do you do that? You ask them. You say, Mr. Business Owner, where does it hurt? And they'll tell you. It's that thorn in the side there, and it normally comes with hair on top, for some of us, if you know what I mean. It's often people problems. They have problems inside of their business with people. They have problems with people outside of their business. So ask them, where does it hurt? And they'll tell you. And then you focus all your marketing towards that one problem and you solve that problem. Client wakes up in the morning, they don't say, I need this. They wake up in the morning and say, it hurts. Where's my next customer coming from? Okay? So what is that problem your client has? So start to ask your people this. Fourthly, customers must believe in you. Now, you've got 4 seconds to make a first impression. And then because we have a cognitive bias, for the following 30 seconds, we just justify inside of our minds what we saw, what we heard, and what we felt about that person in the first 4 seconds. Now, the most important thing is what you dress and how you present yourself. 95% of what you wear is your clothing. Your clothes cover 95% of your body. So you've got to make sure that when people see you, they say, I want some of that. When they see your hair, they say, I want my hair like that. Or I want my business success like that. I was in porn for 17 years, and after 12 years in porn, people would walk in and we said, we didn't know you do that. And I said, neither did I. And they would walk past our shop, thousands of people every day, and they didn't even know we were there because we did not dress our window display correctly. And I cracked the shits, and I went and painted the front of the shop in bright fluorescent orange paint. And I put stickers on the front that says instant cash loans. What was the problem? They've got no money. What's the solution? Money now. Arrow, come inside. And people came in droves. It was like sheep, and they were being herded in. And they lined up. And we lent them money at 20% per month or part thereof. But they didn't know what we did because we didn't present our business correctly. Make sense? So you have to present yourself. You are the first sale. They have to look at you and they say, I want to talk to that person. And then you've got to present your business effectively so they say, I want that benefit in my business. And this is very important. So rule number 4 is the customer must believe in you. And to follow on the coattails of what Matt Alderton said before, you need credibility. You need credibility to get the appointment. You need mega credibility to make the sale. So if you have no credibility in the eyes of your customer, you are high risk. And awards like the Business Excellence Awards remove the risk because they say, if you've been recognized for that, I trust you. Just like Sandy, she's got the award and the government says low risk and trust, and then you'll make the sale. But in the mind of your client, if you are high risk, they will never touch you. So what you've got to do is you've got to increase your visibility. You've got to get in the papers. You've got to get on TV. You've got to be seen everywhere in credible sources. And if you do that, you'll make a lot of sales. Now, fifthly, you've got to speak to customers who are willing to pay. Since 1929, salespeople have spent an average of 90 minutes face-to-face with prospects. But the majority of that time, 80% of that time, is in front of people who can't afford to buy their products and service. And at the end of the day, they come back to the office and said, gee, I had some great appointments today. They don't come back with signed checks. So your job, please write this down. First of all, you've got to have courage and ask people directly, do you have money? And if they don't, do you want to speak to them? Would you like to waste your time with a non-customer? No, you don't want to waste your time with a non-customer. The more time that you spend with non-customers, the less time you'll have with customers who can and will buy your products and service. Be direct, ask them, if I could show you the very best health product where you could lose up to 5 kilos in the next 90 days, would you be willing to invest $500 in your health and fitness? If they say no, what do you do?
Thank you.
Halt.
Say thank you, and then what? Refer them to your competitor and let them waste your competitor's time.
That's great.
That's what you do. So these are the 5 most important rules for selling anything. Let's recap. Number 1, it's got to be ideally suited. So 85% of your success in business will come down to the suitability of your product and service in today's market. Not in yesterday's, but today's. Secondly, people buy benefits, results, and improvements. Only talk about the benefits, the results, and the improvements that they will experience by purchasing your product and service. Don't talk about anything else. Number 3, you have to satisfy an existing want or need. Just ask them directly. Where does it hurt? When you go to the doctor, what does he do? He asks you, what's wrong? And at the end of the presentation from the doctor, do you negotiate the doctor's fee? Do you ask the doctor to reduce his hourly rate? Do you ask him if you can get a cheaper medication or get it done somewhere else cheaper? Yes or no?
No.
No. So just ask them directly. And the more direct you are with them, the more they'll perceive you as the expert at what you do. Number 4, the customer must believe in you. It's going to take you credibility to get the appointment. It'll take you mega credibility to close the sale. The more money you're asking, the more credibility you need. Okay, so if you want to do big business, if you want to earn thousands of dollars per hour, you need mega credibility. And you can get it. Speak to people in this room like Kathleen, and she will help you get that. Fifthly, the customer must be willing and able to pay for your product and service. So as of today, what are you going to start to ask people?
You have the budget.
Do you have money? And if they don't, refer them to your competitor and let them ruin your competitor's day. And you go home and kiss your babies and love your partners. So I hope these ideas are valuable to you. And let me tell you this, any one of these ideas is enough to double or triple your sales immediately. And all you need to do is to take one of these ideas, apply it today until you get the result. So I look forward to seeing your business success and growth in the weeks ahead, and I wish you a wonderful day. Thank you.